We YouTubers are becoming pathetic, same as journalists. We are creating drama out of nowhere and now it has gone into gaming, and it's been going on for some time now. I understand people need views, people need promotion. You might say that this video is also about that. It's not. It's really not. But you can think that, I don't care. People on this channel know me as a direct and honest person. And that's what I'm going to try to be throughout this video, in which I'm going to explain the real reasons why Battlefield 5 sales are not that great. They're not weak, they're just not that great. When EA says that something is not great, it means that they are not making hundreds of millions of dollars instantly, so take that with a pinch of salt. Their weak pre-orders for other company will probably mean fantastic pre-orders. I honestly think that that's just another bullshit spin from EA to keep the game talked about. Note that these are only my opinions, and most of the stuff is not really researched what I'm saying, but I'm just using common sense and logic to try to anti-drama the whole drama thing. Try to be civil in these conversations. When someone's got different viewpoint than yours, that's the only way you can grow as a person and become smarter. That's where logic kicks in and common sense as well. It's the best way to deduce who's got better arguments, by listening to others and checking what they're saying. Thinking about it for yourself. Don't listen to this bullshit propaganda. We're being served from politicians, from journalists, from everyone with agenda. And everyone's got an agenda. Everyone that's a public figure's got an agenda. Alright? So don't believe their bullshit. There's always a couple of those people that have fantastic arguments that you can read about in comment section. It's worth trying to get to those comments. I've read numerous fantastic comments about multiple topics that were completely killing what was being talked about in the video, but in a nice, polite manner by stating facts. Anyway, let's start with reasons why Battlefield 5 pre-orders are supposedly weak. Or not that great, or however you want to formulate the sentence. First big reason are EA themselves. EA has a horrible track record with ruining their games, and Battlefield might be the next one. We're gonna get to politics later. Right now I wanna talk about EA themselves and why I believe people are genuinely afraid for Battlefield 5. I didn't play Battlefield for a long time. So I'm just gonna say some things that come straight out of my arse, and I hope you guys will correct me if I'm wrong or provide any kind of feedback really. I do believe that people are getting fed up with the franchise, mainly because of all the things that EA has been pulling off in Battlefront games with transactions, loot boxes and all that crap. Not only because of that, but what I believe, which will be controversial and might be completely wrong, is the fact that these games are reskin of one another. Battlefield 5 is coming out now. Last year we had Battlefront 2, year before we had Battlefield 1, then we had Battlefront, Jesus Christ, I get confused already. Battlefront 1, no, for fuck's sake, Battlefield 4 the year before that. So you get the point. 4 years, 4 reskinned games. Yeah, you could always have an argument that how is Call of Duty doing what they're doing? Well, I don't know, a bunch of marketing bullshit and people who never played a good game in their life. So they think that's the top of the gaming right now. Big factor is also the fact that that guy who is in charge, who just left the company, Peter something, said that he wants to implement some of the things from Ultimate Teams of EA Sports games into Battlefield franchise. Which is, I mean, that's the worst thing you could ever hope for your game. Do you think EA will back down on that? No, they won't. No, they bloody won't. They will find a way. Do you think they've learned anything on Battlefront 2? Nope. Sales were good. They don't give a fuck if you don't play the game anymore. Sales were good. As long as you buy it, they win. I think that there is truly a genuine fear for Battlefield 5 and what's going to come out of EA's butthole this time. People have always claimed that Battlefield is a good game. It's got good core gameplay and everything like that. I don't know. I do believe what they're saying, but everything else seems to be getting worse with every new installment. So anyway, that's my point number one. Fear of EA's bullshit implemented into Battlefield 5. and also people being fed up with EA and their games a bit. Second reason is Red Dead Redemption 2. When Rockstar has their game coming out, you don't put your game close to the release date of Rockstar's game. Period. Rockstar's games are just bloody amazing and we all love them and we want to play them. They are truly genuine and unique products that deserve everyone's attention and should be celebrated. Same cannot be said for their publishing company Take-Two, who are a bunch of scumbags. But what can you expect from publisher, right? EA knows best how that is. Just goes to show you how EA is detached from the real world and they don't have a clue what to do anymore. They don't give a crap what you think. They don't give a crap if better games are coming out during that period, and let's face it, Rockstar games are the best, or at least close to being the best possible, since they are actual goddamn products from start to finish, with many years put into them. Effort, something EA Studios haven't had in a while. When you combine first 2 points, you can see that these would impact sales of any game, really. Now on to the third point, and that's politics. I don't generally like to talk about politics because people get overly defensive, sensitive and what else, but in this case I'm gonna make an exception since I believe it needs to be addressed. Why are people pissed off about Battlefield 5? Is it because of women? No. It's because of Peter and the likes of him pushing SJW agenda. SJW agenda, what is that? It's the demise of fact and truth. Completely pushing everything that's true, everything that's fact to some extent, to the side just so that you could feel better about yourself. That's their whole goddamn agenda, and if you don't fall in line, you're automatically Nazi, racist, or whatever. They don't even know what Nazi means. If they knew what Nazi means, they wouldn't call other people Nazis. It's that bloody simple. Their ignorance is proven every time they try to spew some bollocks. Now, you might think that I'm on the right or something like that. I'm neither way. I'm always on the side of logic and common sense. If you want to delete history, truth, fact, like the leftists currently do, then the history is bound to repeat itself. I honestly don't even understand what's their main goal. They got to gaming, to fucking gaming. Now we can't have a normal discussion about games without bringing politics into it. Fucking making me sick altogether. So fuck left, fuck right. Stop thinking like your group thinks and start thinking critically for yourself. Investigate what's right, what's wrong. Main way how to better yourself intellectually is to listen to opposite opinions or facts or however you want to call it and start thinking critically. Try to investigate your truth and their truth. Give yourself some time, research. You're gonna find out a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, and that's what fucking drives me nuts about politics. No one gives a shit what's right. They just want to push their own goddamn agenda, be it left or right. I have a mate of mine who I think is one of the smartest people that I've met in my life. And the guy is so far left. And so many times I managed to kill his argument by just logic and common sense. And he would just wave his hand, you don't know anything, right? In that manner. I don't need to know everything. I can just apply logic and common sense and I can win an argument with any politician like that. Because they are gonna push their agenda, even they don't believe most of the time in the bullshit that they are saying, I don't have to. That's the beautiful thing of pushing yourself out of politics. In my opinion, politics and politicians in general are obsolete and useless in this modern day and age, where there are less wars than ever. Yeah, they're constantly warring on the Middle East, but they're out of their minds anyway. They war since the dawn of time. And we have ISIS bombing shit. But those are the only examples I can give you right now. Yeah, there may be some shit in Africa I don't know about. But honestly, when was the last time you heard that two countries were in a war with each other? Every war that's got to do with something that it's got to do with America most of the time. It's the common denominator. That's what politicians are doing over there. How can you not see that? This is perfect example, this Battlefield 5 bollocks, how they are pulling wool over your eyes, trying to make you fight with each other, so that you do not see where the true problem lies. They know this. Most people don't. Most people are not aware of this, think that these are all manufactured problems. These politicians of today are here to occupy you with non-existent problems, so that you do not see the big picture. Big picture here, how is no one bitching about huge taxes in, for example, USA or anywhere else, even in Croatia, that you need to pay, where in USA it all goes to their war machine to continue their wars around the world, spreading freedom, or what I call terror. Or in Croatia, for example, where they mask true problems, and that is that we have criminals running this country ever since we were independent by just saying left did that, right did that, and they just bickering. And when the cameras shut down, they all eat together, they drink together, they laugh their arse out at stupid people arguing with each other based on nothing. Now I'm gonna turn this argument around. Alright, SJWs supposedly want to propagate equality and all that bollocks, which is bollocks. We all know that. They want to diminish everyone that's not directly connected to them. Okay, let's say that you want equality of some kind. So women were not in front lines during the World War II. We all know that. So why is that a problem if you want to push it like that? Because women had their place in World War II. They were considered heroes as well. They were nurses and medics, helping people out, healing wounded. Do you know how important that job is? Why are you diminishing the efforts of these women who did so much good by making video games twist the truth and fact and put them into the front lines? So you're saying it is not enough that they were just medic and nurses? Because I disagree. I can value their efforts as much as I can value soldiers' effort on the front line. They saved so many lives, and because of them many soldiers could lead relatively normal lives after the war. What they should have done is put medic class that would be exclusively a woman character. No one would bitch about that. No one, because it's almost factual. I don't think they were on front lines, but I don't know. I honestly don't. So correct me there. But it would be far more believable if you're trying to create something of an authentic experience, which I believe they are, since they are drawing inspiration from World War II, which they say they were, then stay on course. There's no need to change things just for politics' sake. Don't brainwash other people into misinformation. Why is that necessary? Peter's argument was this. He does not want to talk to his daughter and answer her question. That would be, why can't I make a character in the game that looks like me? And then he would answer, because you're a girl. First off, if you're a little girl, 8, 9 years old, I doubt that you're playing Battlefield or Call of Duty. That's the first thing. Second thing is, maybe you could teach her a bit of history. Maybe you could say to her, yeah, you can create, but you can be a medic, because that's what women were in World War II, and they were appreciated for it, they were heroes for it. So praise their efforts. That way she will learn the truth, learn to value what women did during World War II, same as she should value what men did in World War II, and you got a win-win situation. How would that hurt her feelings? Also, why is that really important? When will people stop caring about other people's feelings so much? Why is everyone getting offended? What the hell's going on? Toughen up a bit, you sissies. If you want your government or anyone else to govern anything based on someone's feelings, then you're going in the wrong direction, because feelings change from minute to minute. You don't want your country to change laws and punish people for saying something that you think is offensive or whatever. It does not matter as long as they are not physically abusing you. Who gives a fuck? If you give your government control of that, what's next? Will they start to control what you think? Do you really want to go down that road, give government more power? Government is not your friend. That goes for every goddamn country in the world. Anyway, I've had enough of this rant. I hope I cleared some things. Yeah, I know that politics talk is always problematic, but I don't give a shit. If your little feelings are being offended by what I'm saying, then just put fingers in your ears. That's what you should do if you feel offended by someone saying things. You don't go around trying to ruin their reputation like poor James Gunn. I want to see goddamn Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I want to see that movie directed by him, because he does an amazing job. And because he said something 10 years ago on Twitter, now he's being banished. It's like he never did anything good. You never did a mistake in your life. You never did say something stupid in your life, really? Fuck off, you hypocritical bastards. Well, anyway, enough of this. If I continue, I'm probably getting taken down by YouTube. So Battlefield 5, conclusion, they fucked up. Period. Their sales are weak because of these 3 reasons, and it's finally coming to bite them in the ass. People should push back against this. Women are not the problem, as I explained. They never were, they never will be. Same thing happened with gay people. They were nowhere to be found 20 years ago in video games industry. Now they are almost in every goddamn game. How is that not progressive? What the hell do you want more? If nothing else, developers of today are being inclusive, but they are being inclusive reasonably, not unreasonably like this. Well, anyway, enough. I'm out. See you all.